John Ford called John Wayne a dumb bastard, bullied him for 3 straight weeks in front of the entire crew, and that abuse created one of only 3 performances that even Clint Eastwood calls a masterpiece. That film was Stagecoach, 1939. Before this, John Wayne was nothing. 10 years of B-movie westerns that nobody remembers. John Ford actually knew him. Wayne used to do prop work on movie sets back when he was a college kid. He literally knocked Ford over the first time they met. Ford saw potential but figured Wayne wasn't ready for a real movie yet. He waited years before finally casting him in a real leading role. And then he tortured him. For 3 weeks straight, Ford berated and bullied Wayne in front of the entire cast and crew. He called Wayne a big oaf and a dumb bastard. Why? Because Ford knew Wayne was ashamed. Wayne knew he was a B-movie cowboy surrounded by real actors, and he was embarrassed. Ford saw that insecurity and used it. He weaponized Wayne's shame against him. Wayne talked about this later. He said, "He would turn me inside out. I would want to murder him." But Ford knew what he was doing. He knew I was ashamed of being a B-Western cowboy in the company of these big stars. The movie opened to great reviews, earned solid money at the box office. Wayne became a star overnight. Eastwood saw Stagecoach as a kid when it first came out. Ford had an influence on me subconsciously, and I watched his films in a dark theater with my knees up on the chair in front of me, sometimes twice in a row. The second Wayne film Eastwood called a masterpiece was Red River, 1948, directed by Howard Hawks. This one's about the first cattle drive from Texas to Kansas along the Chisholm Trail, and Wayne's character Tom Dunson is not your typical hero. He's the rugged individualist as an empire of one, taking all the land and cattle he can seize. A dictator on horseback. His adopted son, played by Montgomery Clift, eventually gets so sick of his shit that he leads a full mutiny against him. Roger Ebert called it one of the greatest westerns ever made, at least when it focuses on that central conflict between an older man and a younger one. What Eastwood liked about it was Wayne playing someone way older and meaner than he actually was at the time. Wayne was only in his early 40s during shooting, but he totally sells being this stubborn, weathered, morally questionable guy that you're not even sure you should be rooting for. Eastwood praised how Hawks broke down the cliches of the era and gave his characters real depth instead of simple good guy, bad guy dynamics. Now, here's the thing about Red River. Montgomery Clift actually hated it. It was a miserable experience for him, and he and Wayne didn't get along on set at all. Clift thought his own performance was mediocre, but mostly he was furious about the ending. Originally, Wayne's character was supposed to die. That was the whole point of building up this conflict. Dunson's tyranny would cost him everything. But they rewrote it. Dunson lives, reconciles with his son, everybody's happy. Clift's exact words were, "It makes the showdown between me and John Wayne a farce." The third pick, and this is the one Eastwood praised most, is The Searchers, 1956, John Ford again. A lot of people think this is the best John Ford and John Wayne movie ever made. Wayne plays Ethan Edwards, a Civil War vet who spends years searching for his niece after she gets kidnapped by Comanches. And Ethan is not a good man. He's a bigot. He's genuinely hateful. The film doesn't try to soften it or make him sympathetic. You just have to sit with his racism for 2 hours and watch how it poisons everything. This is where Eastwood said Wayne proved something. His exact words were, he proved he wasn't just a movie star but a really good actor. Now keep in mind, Wayne hated Eastwood's work. After watching High Plains Drifter, he actually wrote Eastwood an angry letter, told him that isn't what the West was all about. That isn't the American people who settled this country. Eastwood's response was basically, yeah, we're different generations, he's never going to understand what I'm doing. So there was real tension between them. They never worked together despite Hollywood trying to make it happen. But despite all that beef, when Eastwood talked about The Searchers, there was nothing but respect. Eastwood's not alone on this one, by the way. Martin Scorsese has The Searchers in his top 10 films of all time. He first saw it when he was 12 or 13, and here's what he said about it. The nature of Ethan Edwards' anger, hate, and racism is so deep in that film that it's shocking. It's a shocking movie, and it was a big influence on all of us. Scorsese also talked about how it looked, especially in VistaVision. You've never seen anything quite like it. The wide shots of Monument Valley, particularly when he shoots the wide shots and riders enter frame, either slightly below the camera, low angle on the bottom right or the bottom left, it's phenomenal. And Ridley Scott said The Searchers was the film that made him want to become a director. I remember just being blown away by that film. I love westerns. I don't think anyone else ever captured the West the way John Ford did.